Hey, T Tappers. So, in my T Tap Tips group, there are a couple of questions that I get all the time, and I've been getting them all the time for years. But the biggest one is, Renee, I've been doing the T Tap workout, but I'm really not getting those same kinds of results that I see so many other women getting. What is it that I need to do? Am I doing it wrong? And how can I get those same results? So that's number one. I bet you want to know the answer to that too. And the second one is, what's all this somatics talk that I also see you talking about in the group? What exactly is that? And in today's video, I'm actually going to answer both of those questions because they relate to each other. Let me start with telling you what the word somatic even means. It simply means in the body, as opposed to being up in our head, thinking, trying to figure everything out. It's the weirdest thing to find out that this body is so wise. It knows exactly what's going on inside it and what it needs to maintain balance. The body is always trying to bring together homeostasis, just meaning balance, and it's always giving us messages. But the problem is, we've never been taught how to listen to what the body's saying in order to help it help itself. Now, T Tap is a beautiful somatic workout that will tell you what the body needs if we can learn how to listen to it. And that's the next level of T Tap. So, there's one big way to learn how to listen to the body and at the same time, how to make T Tap really work for you. And that is number one. Ready? Number one tip. We got to slow it way down because you can't focus on what's happening in the body and how those moves are having the body react if you're going really fast. So, number one tip, we got to slow it down. And in the fitness world, slowing it down and all that, oh, yes, I know there was the Orange Theory slowing it down, and that was really powerful. But typically, it's like, no, we've got to do something really intense and up and down and hit and all this stuff and use weights. Not really. Not when you really learn how to use the T Tap method and those movements slow down and how does it feel in the body. And so I want to show this to you because we've got to have a tangible, felt, somatic experience to really understand what I'm talking about. So I'm going to do that by sharing with you and do this with me so you really get what I'm saying. So we're going to do the jumping jacks with the plies move. So you guys know, especially if you've done Basic Workout Plus, which of course is where most people started, especially way back when. So it's this particular move. So we stood with our feet a little wider apart. Hopefully you can see my feet. Sometimes in the camera, it looks like my feet are a little cattywampus, but they're not. And you're going to bring the arms up. What did we do? We went into a W and an up, and the arms went down and up. So we were just W and up. Notice my arms aren't even really straight. And then I went down and I went up. So this is what the move looked like, right? And so many of us were like, yeah, we're going to do all our plies with our jumping jacks. Now I'm doing that. Yes, you're still going to get some benefit. You're going to feel maybe the heart rate going up, especially if you're doing it faster. You'll get a little bit of lymph pumping, but there's not enough mind to muscle, brain to body connection and slow down to really feel your muscle activation. And muscle activation is a huge key to what we're doing. And also, we're going to be working more with the fascia. And it's working in the fascia that is where all the miracles happen. All right, let me slow it down. I'm going to show you a new way, perhaps, to try to do this move somatically. So I'm going to come back, and this was more where all of Teresa's most recent work with the fascia fit. This is where she was going with this. So instead of having those feet wide with a little bit bigger turnout, okay, she brought them in closer, right under the shoulders. So not close, bit right under the shoulders. How do you know if you're there? Let the arms hang straight down. Take a look. Your heels should be right about there. And then you sense, how does that feel? The turnout of the feet are only about, if you were a clock, you'd be at about an 11 and a 1. A little turnout, but not much. So from here, I just want you to do a knee bend. Now, I know a lot of T-tappers have knee issues, and you're hoping that this workout will help, and it will. And so with the knee issues, you have to see how much bend can you do without pain. But even a slight knee bend will be fine for this. Good work. Now, you're going to put one hand on the lower belly, the other hand on your lower back, because we're going to do our tuck curl. So you want to take your this hand in the front, pull up as you press down on the back. And you're going to do a bit of a tail tuck. Now, if your knees are not bent a lot, you're not going to be able to tuck tail a lot. That's fine. It's perfect. And the reason for the hands here is somatically, you're giving the brain a felt sense of touch. You're giving those transmissions, brain to body, body back up to brain. Oh, it's these muscles that we want to work right now. Interesting, right? So from here, you're going to shift your whole weight back into your heels. Knee problems, keep your weight in your heels. Why? When you bring it forward, just notice as you bring your weight forward, now you're putting weight into the knees. Makes perfect sense, but not very many people teach this, right? So shift back into the heels. Okay, you're tucked. And now you want to just think about, get this is a new one for you, the ankles, okay? And I want you to think about your ankles and just gently press them out. Now, if you just can't connect brain to body yet with those ankles, here's a great thing to do. We're going to make a somatic connection by touching them. So you'll just touch. Okay, I feel it. Maybe wiggle them out, bring them in, out and in. I'm going to go out, come back up. So let's just go once again. Little knee bend, tuck curl, shift back into your heels, and then think about those ankles and press them out. Now, as soon as you did that, what did you feel? I bet you felt some muscle activation here. Here's the last one, and you can use your hands on your buns, squeeze the glutes. That feels a little different than the way you did it the first time, right? Now, everything's activated. Now, if you just stand here, just like this, keeping the weight back and all that, squeezing those glutes, and you really focus, bring your mind down into that, and you squeeze everything, don't you think maybe you could get strong just doing that? Well, the answer is you can. That's muscle activation. All right, so now let's bring up the upper body. So now I'm going to come up here. I'm just going to do my fingers and thumbs like this. That was sort of an original thing. And I'm going to come out before I do my W, and I'm going to reach my arms out, and I'm going to see, okay, where do I personally need to be to feel a stretch right across here? It's a pec stretch. We're opening up in here. We're going to be activating the back muscles. Think top of bra. Okay, all the way top of bra up across the back of your body. That's your lats. And the more that you can get that brain to connect to the body, body to brain, to those lats, now you're really going to watch some results. So I'm going to bring him up here, and now I'm going to go into my W. Now notice I bent a little bit more, so I'm going to shift back. I'm going to ankle activate, squeeze my glutes, and I'm looking at my arms now. Okay, so this is where you need to go to your own place right now where you have flexibility and you can start to move with it. Okay, so notice how my forearms are in a little bit here. And I'm going to lift my chest as I bring it in like that. Now I'm going to turn to the side for a second, because where most of us start at, notice how my arms are in front, my elbows are back a little bit. Ideally, see where you're at there. Can you bring your elbows a bit forward and your hands back? Now I'm going to do it, and at the same time, I'm going to lift the girdles. You ready? That's muscle activation. So arms back, elbows forward, lift the girls. I am shaking you guys, and I want to come up because I want you to see my muscles. Yeah, you can see the muscles here, right? And now I'm going to bend. I'm going to bring the arms up into my V, and I'm going to go out a little bit because I can reach up. Now notice, I'm going to reach up from here, open my hands, and as I drop the arms down, before, what did I do? I just kind of dropped them down and came back up, right? No, I'm going to reach them out. Look at my muscles. I'm reaching. Okay, my hands are in we call the mitten, fingers together, thumbs out. I'm reaching and I'm lifting the girls, my ribs. I'm feeling my shoulder blades sliding into my back pockets. I'm going to touch here and then I'm going to flip. Thumbs roll back. Why? It's going to roll back that shoulder. And then I'm going to come all the way back up again. Shift back, ankle activate. I'm going to do it one more time. W. Now, I'm not going all the way down. Try it. How does that feel? Yes, I can feel my lats, but not the same as I go like that. Elbow forward, hand back. And then I'm going to bring it back to here, and I'm going to open those hands. I'm going to reach out first. Now notice it looks like I'm reaching for my shoulder, but what I want you to see is the lift of the ribs and stretch those arms out, stretch those arms out, coming to here, flip them, thumbs back, and I'm going to lift the girls again as I come all the way up. Now, straighten the legs, reach up from under the rib cage. I'm going to lift my heels and I'm going to come back down and shake it out. That's the difference. And you have to slow it out and you slow it down and you have to get into your body and feel what does that feel like. Now, here's a true confession. All right. I'm going to be honest with you guys. That is not easy. It's for me, it's easier for me to lift heavy weights than to really focus on all that. But you know what? This works every muscle in your body, at least 5 muscles at the same time, and you're activating. And that's why you can get incredible results without having to spend hours a day doing it. But when you do it, you want to connect brain to body. And you don't have to do nearly as much as you think when you're doing it somatically in that way. And I will also say it's a lot more fun to do it when you do it with other people. It can be challenging to be that activated when you're on your own, but it can be done. And when you do it, it is amazing. So I'm going to end by saying what our mentor said. You have a fabulous day, and we'll see you again soon.